challenging when you got to share your play space. When God wants you to be mature, you want to play, it's hard to give that up to the children who are in your life, who need that opportunity to grow and become mature adults, young adults and adults, and when their parents have not yet gathered in the foundational rudiments of being adult in their practices. Mature people learn to wait with patience. Talk to somebody and say, mature people learn to wait with patience. You don't run after everything when you're mature. You learn how to wait with patience. The level of impatience is very much attached to the whole realm of insecurity and an inability dealing with wanting it all right away. I always say, never conclude a matter without exhausting all of the contradictions. You see, mature people don't pick sides. They search for principles. Whatever they face, principles are the things they live by. Many of us live by relationships rather than principles. And sometimes relationships take you here and there, but principles are the only thing that keep you steady, because his word never changes. God is the same yesterday, today, and forever. And if we can stick to the principles of his word, we can always be successful. Understand that when we choose principles, they discriminate for equity and search for clarity to help us in our gathering of understanding. This is what they do for us. And this is why our children need mature people covering them. Children need to be covered. Come on, say it in the room. Children need to be covered. The biggest problem of children maturing is immature adults. I want to stop there and let that sink in. You write that down. The biggest problem, because children have a hard time maturing when the adults around them are acting like children. And so it's important that the adults at least learn to manage the basic processes of life. Alert, alert, alert. Guess what? The children are not always the issue. Come on, talk to somebody and say, children are not always the issue. Much of the things that we go through, I'm going to leave y'all alone, but I just need to rest a while, because I'm going to talk to everybody for these few minutes, and I want us to pass this message along as we cover the children, because children are not always the issue. Understand, to raise an untrained child and then expose him or her to the world is to literally set that child up for defeat. And I'm not talking about raise just rear up. How about the whole idea of physically doing it? If you took a child and raised that child up where that child was defenseless and put that child in a position where they could not handle themselves, whose fault is it for not preparing that child to be where they needed to be? You never want to expose your children that you did not train. You want to train them first before you expose them to the world. You don't count numbers and say, listen, you this age and now you got to go, if you haven't done diligence in helping them become solid citizens of maturity right where they are. I know this is not a happy message, but I'm talking about, tell somebody it's time to cover the children. It's time to come. Why you say that, Bishop? Because it's not funny when our kids fall. It's not funny. It's not funny to see our children mess up or go to jail or, have illicit relationships or just go out or buck wild. It's not funny when our kids fall. An unnecessary struggle for our kids is no joking matter. We see many of us engaged in things before we were ready. And it took us years to work our way through it. Some of y'all know what I'm talking about. Some of y'all, I know you've been model citizens. But the truth is that at some particular point, we need to say that wasn't no joke. And we need to teach our children that it's no joke. You got to do some things so you can become who you need to be. Understand that our challenge is that we treat defeat and failure as if they're just alike. Somebody say defeat and failure. But they're not just alike. You see, failure means starting again. But defeat means you have to start over. Failure, you can get up and just kick off again. But defeat means you got to actually begin to re-strategize your particular situation. You see, you may fail more than once, but you are not defeated until you cannot obtain victory individually or with assistance, or you just don't attempt to start over. And we have to understand that if you can get up and go forward, you're not defeated. Help me just talk to somebody. If you can get up and go forward, you're not defeated. You need to encourage somebody, because somebody wants to quit because they feel like they failed, but you're not defeated yet. As long as you can get up and go forward, you're not defeated. Come on, minister to somebody. Tell them you're not defeated yet. Now, in the midst of this, anytime that we have the climate of defeat or failure, the first human response is to retreat. And I want to stop there for a few minutes, because anytime we feel as if we have not met the quota, we have not done what we could have done, or we feel like we're on the losing side, the first thing we often do is retreat. We run in the opposite direction. We learned this as children, and many of us still retreat even as adults, running away before we deal with it. And I want to use a unique word here that we see in the text, because the text talks about the end time, saying you need not give up before Jesus comes back.